and I surrender all. I surrender all. All to Thee, my blessed Savior, I surrender all.
So welcome everybody back to Super Slim Jerusalem. The last time you saw me, we were discussing a guy named Jesus riding on a donkey. So that was weird enough. Everybody screamed he was the king and praising him, taking off their clothes and throwing palms on the street. Now, if you think that was weird, you'll never guess what's happening today. So, I actually ran into that same guy. You remember him, that weird guy. So we're gonna ask him to come back.
Hello.
We're gonna ask him to come back and just tell us what is happening today, because today is even weirder than the last time.
Okay, so what happened was, like Jesus came in on a donkey and it was like, it's the king! Wow! Then what happened was on Thursday, we went to a place called the Garden of Gethsemane, and we were there with Jesus, and Jesus was very serious, he was very stressed, he was sweating blood from his eyes, and then I heard him say something about, Father, if this is your will, let this cup pass from me, and he kept telling us, that if, that there's going to be a time where he's going to go, and we're like, that's weird, that's like really weird. I mean, your friend never says to you like, I'm going to go sometime, just be a heads up for this, and then what happened next is, Judas came. Judas is one of those 12 disciples.
Okay.
And Judas came and he gave Jesus a kiss. And next thing...
A kiss?
A kiss.
Why would Judas give him a kiss?
I don't know. And then they grabbed Jesus. They grabbed Jesus like this. And then they went and they took him and they put him on trial.
Why? What did this man do wrong?
He did nothing wrong. But they said that he was like blaspheming or something like that. And then what happened was they put him to death on the cross.
So, the guy that they just screamed was king last week. They killed him for it?
Yes, they put him on a cross, and the people were like, crucify him! Crucify him! And then he was on the cross, and he died. And then, what happened was they took him off the cross, and they wrapped him in cloths and spices.
You said they put Jesus in spices?
Yes, not like salt and vinegar spice, and steak and chop spice, but they like preserved him, like almost put him in spices, so his body wouldn't smell funny. So they wrapped him in cloth and then they put him there, and then they sealed the tomb. They sealed it with ropes and stuff like that. But then you won't believe what happens. Jesus said something about, he said, I'm going to go, but I'm going to come back. And we're like, that's weird, right?
He's going to come back after death.
Yeah, that's weird. I've never seen that.
That's not possible.
But you won't believe what happens.
What?
Okay, and what happens is these two ladies come to the tomb, and the door that was like tied down and locked down?
Okay.
It's open.
So someone stole the body?
No, they went in, and all the fabrics were neatly folded.
So civilized robbers.
We thought so too. And then this dude spoke to them. I mean, like, don't worry, because he has risen. And next thing, what happened was Jesus had risen from the dead.
How's that possible?
I don't know. And I didn't look here. Like Thomas, Thomas the disciple, he didn't believe either. He's like, I'm not going to believe it unless I see the holes in his hands. And then Jesus showed it to him.
I thought you were Thomas the apostle.
No, I'm not Thomas the apostle. I'm just a eyewitness. But he has these holes in his hands, and then Thomas sees them, and he's like, it is the Lord. And Jesus rose from the dead. Can you believe it?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I guess there's a first time for everything. And this has been Super Slim Jerusalem with our witness. And I thank you for watching.
Can I say something? Just before I go. It's one important. Oh, hello, Helena.
Hi.
I'm doing elbow puff. It's so good to see you. Now, do you know what today is?
No.
Well, I was about to tell the boys and girls at home. But
Okay.
today is Easter Sunday. That's very exciting. And there is a special greeting that I'm going to teach you and teach them for Easter Sunday morning. And it goes like this. So you see your friend and you look at them and you say, Christ is risen.
Christ is risen.
That's correct. And then if somebody says it to you, the way you respond is, indeed, he has risen.
Indeed, he has risen.
Okay, cool. And then you can give them a one of these elbow fives. Okay, so you ready? Okay, we're going to do this again. So now go walk over there. Okay, cool. And let's go. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, hey, Helena.
Hi.
Christ has risen.
Indeed, he has.
Yes, there we go. All right, so you can go. Thanks, Helena. So as we've been through Easter and we've had Good Friday and we had Palm Sunday last week, maybe on Friday morning you got one of these, a hot cross bun. Or maybe this morning you were given an Easter egg. No, not a marshmallow egg, but actually one of these eggs. Now, what if I told you that inside this egg, it was empty? The empty egg is a reminder of the empty tomb. And that is what we're going to talk about this morning. We're going to sum up the Easter story into 3 words. Signed, sealed, and delivered. So boys and girls, say those with me. Signed, sealed, and delivered. So my goal of today's lesson is to help you understand and other people understand why we can put our trust in Jesus. I want you at the end of this lesson to be able to turn around to people and say, I believe in Jesus because he has signed, sealed, and delivered me. And the word is sin. Now sin is something that is bad. It comes back from when Adam and Eve disobeyed God in the beginning of the Bible. And sin can be remembered as self-centered living. Sin is self-centered living, and it is something that God doesn't like. And because of that, he needs to punish it because he is a perfect God. The first word is signed. So boys and girls, when you sign for something, you say to that belongs to me. When I was in school and we did homework, we would have to sign a piece of paper that says, we did that homework. And it was my homework. When Jesus died on the cross, he took our sin away and claimed it as his. He signed for us by saying, my children are sinful people and I'm going to take their sin and put it as mine. The Bible says, for our sake, he made him to be sin who knew no sin, so that in him we might become the righteousness of God. So Jesus took our sin and he signed for it and he took it on himself. And that was the first thing he did to bring us back into a relationship with God. Boys and girls, the second word is sealed. Now that's not referring to the animal that runs around the harbour going, arf, arf, arf. That's a different kind of seal. But when you seal something, you close it, you secure, you lock it down and make sure that it's not going anywhere. It is taken away and sorted out. The Bible tells us in Hebrews chapter 9 verses 22 that the law requires a blood sacrifice. It goes on in verses 2 of chapter 10 and it talks about Jesus on the cross when he took our sin and punishment and paid for it once and for all. And now that means for us that we don't have to worry about being good enough to be in a relationship with Jesus, but it is Jesus who makes us good enough through what he did on the cross. The third word, boys and girls, is delivered. The last thing Jesus did when he took our place on the cross is he cried out a phrase saying, Tetelestai. Now that is a phrase which simply means it is finished. If you want to know what it was like for Jesus to be on the cross, he said also, Elohim, Elohim, lama sabachthani. Beautiful pronunciation, I know. But that means, my God, why have you left me alone? And when Jesus said that, it was probably the most difficult thing because his Father that he loved had to punish him. Not because of anything he did, but because he was paying for the sins. And instead of being able to face the love of God, he had to face the punishment of God for our sin. And that's what happened when he died for us. But that's not where the story ends. But Jesus defeated death on the cross. He took the horrible pain of death and suffering, and he removed the horrible pain. He removed the horrible sadness. When Jesus rose from the dead, it showed that he defeated death. The pain and hurt and sadness of death was taken away. And that is why it says in the Bible, "O death, where is your sting? O death, where is your victory?" For sin is the sting that results in death, and the law gives sin its power. But thank God, he gives us victory over sin and death through Jesus Christ. So because Jesus delivered us, by him, if we trust him, we will not die. We were signed for when Jesus took our sin. He sealed it with his blood, and he delivered us by dying and resurrecting. So if we put our trust in him, we will live forever. Many years ago, myself and my family went through a very hard time, and we almost lost my mom. And I remember reading that verse, "O death, where is your sting? O death, where is your victory?" And my heart was sad, because for the first time in my life, I felt that maybe I was going to lose my mom. And I remember praying to God and saying, "God, I'm so angry that you have put me in such a hard place." And I remember reading this passage and praying and asking God to show me. And one day a friend of mine came to me and said, "Tom, even if something happens to your mom, or even if something happens to you, we can rest assured, because of that relationship with Jesus Christ, that she might die here and today, but she will live forever with Jesus."